I think you need to put more Vaseline on the lens. What? Can't get the staff. Hello? Can you believe it? Well, I can believe it. It is February the 1st, and I'm actually recording this. I'm not cheating. This is February the 1st. To prove it, how can I prove it? Boris Johnson is Prime Minister. There. That's enough proof. No, it is. I wouldn't lie to you, folks. It is the 1st of February, and it's very windy and blustery outside. I've just filmed an unboxing video of an older bagless cleaner. Oh, don't look at my nails. Somebody will comment. I'll try not to show. My nails are filthy, but it's due to the vacuum. You'll know why. If you watch my Instagram and Facebook accounts, you'll see what vacuum I've just unboxed less than 20 minutes ago. So everything is quite dirty, and I actually used January's vacuum of the month to help clean it out, and it didn't do very well, but we'll discuss that later. So it's vacuum of the month time. It's time for me to tell you a bit more about the Miele CX-1 boost that I've been using more or less, not all the time, but most of the time I've been using it to clean my house in January. I'm going to show you what cleaner is replacing this that I'm going to be using in February, which is a shorter month, isn't it? February. And yeah, that's about what this video is about, vacuum of the month. So let's focus on January's vacuum of the month, what I liked and what I didn't like about it. When I used to do vacuum of the month, I would save up all the dirt that the cleaner had picked up during the month and weigh it, and then I would keep all the dirt. I had a year's worth of dirt in my garage, and I would compare each vacuum which picked up more. But it restricted me to only using one vacuum, because I have used a few others this month, I have to admit. And it wasn't a fair representation, because during the year you do get different types of dirt, believe it or not. So I have saved all the dirt I've picked up with this machine since I first got it at the end of December, and I'll be showing you the amount of dirt, but I'm not going to weigh it out. There is dirt in the bin to empty. As I said, the last thing this machine did 20 minutes ago was to suck out some dirt from the filters of a bagless vacuum, and there was an awful lot of dirt to pick up, and it blocked the cyclone. That's the thing with this machine and with its bigger brother, the Blizzard. They can't cope with picking up a lot of dirt in one go. It just goes straight round the inner cyclone and clogs it up. But when I've been using this in my home normally, as a normal person would use a vacuum, I've not had any issues with it. But I'll be quite happy to say goodbye to this. I've liked using it. If you're looking for a bagless quality vacuum, I think this is one you could consider. I certainly prefer it to the Blizzard. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot lighter, it's a lot easier to handle around my home. I really quite like this machine. I'm not a fan of bagless cleaners per se, but yeah, I quite like this. It's a shame there isn't a powerhead version of this. I would like that. I went for the cat and dog version that does have the TurboTech head, which I do like. Now, I've not cleaned anything, so we'll have a look at the brush roll. This TurboTech head worked okay on my plush pile living room carpet. I used it more or less in this halfway position, so it does let some air in. So it enabled me to push the nozzle quite easily, but I was still getting a good cleaning and grooming action. The rest of my house, though, I can have it permanently closed, fully closed on my short pile carpet, and that gave me maximum suction. The brushes didn't slow down on my shorter pile carpet. So it is good to have this adjustment. You can fully open it like that if you need to. But for my Saxony carpet in the living room, I had it midway. Let's have a look underneath. Ooh, it is a bit mucky. And I can feel the base of this is quite sticky. So that will happen with any vacuum cleaner as you're using it over carpets. No matter how clean you think you keep your carpets, it's always going to get crud. You can't really see it because it's a black base, but I can feel that that's sticky. So before I put this cleaner away, I'll give this a wipe and also clean the brushes. You can see there's some threads, bit of hair trapped around there. It's still rotating fine. So I did like that head. I do like this. I think this is my favourite of the Miele turbo nozzles. But I haven't just been using this. I've also been using this, and I will have to say that this is my favourite so far Miele nozzle from the more modern era. This particular design of nozzle, I did have to reduce the suction to use on my plush pile carpet, but it was still fairly easy to push, even on a higher suction level. On my shorter pile carpets and my hard floors, I used the cleaner on maximum. It was easy to push. You can see there's a bit of hair, because this has just been used normally, you know, no big mess test. I've just used it normally. So this is what would happen in an average home. You get muck, but I've used it on my, you know, kitchen floor with the brush down. But yeah, sometimes I've used this for the carpet cleaning and then swapped over with a turbo head. It will pick up the dog hair, but it tends to sort of roll it up into sausage shapes. But if you keep going over the carpet, it will pick it up. So I really like this nozzle. This is a good nozzle. In fact, I liked it so much I bought another Miele at the end of last year that comes with this nozzle and this nozzle, and I believe, I haven't opened it yet, but I believe it also comes with the Turbo Mini, and it's a cat and dog Miele, but it's bagged. So I'm not going to miss the dirty emptying of this machine. So these are the nozzles that come with it. Plus, of course, attached to the hose, we have the 3 small tools. Now, I've made an upgrade. Well, I've made a few upgrades, actually. So these are the 3 small tools you get. And this is the dusting brush with the synthetic brushes. Well, I went online and treated myself to the more deluxe dusting brush. They look very similar, but this has much softer brushes, so this is better for doing more delicate surfaces. The brush is a bit more splayed as well. Has a little sort of rubber protection around it as well. And it's a nicer nozzle for you. So I've been using that since I got it. This will just, you know, we can get rid of that. This will just fit on. It's a shame that it doesn't come. I thought this is a more deluxe version. It's a cat and dog version. They should have provided this nice horsehair or natural bristle brush. It's just a slight upgrade. Costs you about £10 if you go on Amazon to upgrade it. It's well worth doing it. Upgrading if you use a dusting brush a lot with your vacuum. If you hardly use a dusting brush, don't bother. But if you do use your vacuum for a lot of your high level dusting, Venetian blinds, etc., it's worth upgrading the nozzle for £10 or so. I've also got this. This is another dusting tool Miele offer. This actually came with a pack of 8 bags, and it was about as cheap to buy this. This came with, it was direct from Miele's website, and so the price of 8 bags, we more or less got this for free. So this is their universal brush, not as soft as some brushes, but I think they are natural brushes. This is good for, I've actually used this on my Venetian blinds, and it's pretty good for that. And it's flexible. You can adjust, you know, the angle. You can, you know, on this angle you can use it to clean tops of cupboards, etc. Now it's also quite versatile. You can use it like this on the end of the handle. Of course, you can put it on the end of the extension wand as well, especially if you're cleaning tops of wardrobes and kitchen cupboards. But this design also enables you to connect it directly to the hose end. Smooth clean out the way. So the hose handle comes off, revealing some muck there. But as you can see, we can now fit this universal brush directly onto the end of the hose. These tools get in the way now, so you can take that off. And this is how I cleaned the Venetian blinds in the bedroom, directly onto the hose. I think I might have angled it slightly. You can angle it all sorts of different ways. And that, I went along the Venetian blinds with the Venetian blinds open, then closed the blinds and then went over that way to get all the dust. Very good for that. So that's another optional tool I would certainly recommend. Another optional tool I bought to increase, well, 2 more to show you. This is the crevice tool supplied, short and stubbly. So Miele offer different crevice tools. This is a more standard length tool. It's about 12 inches, 30 centimetre. Look at the difference. So you can imagine how many more nooks and crannies you can reach with this. It's just over double the length of this one. I don't think I actually use this, but that's ideal, especially in the car, getting right down the side of your sofa cushions, getting all your biscuit crumbs up. So that's something else you can buy as an option if you want to. I suppose it will fit onto here. It's a bit loose. No, it will fall off, so it won't really fit on the caddy. The other crevice tool I also got is this. Now, if you thought that was long, this one's much longer. Look, that's a stubbly one you get. So this one is flexible. So this one, again, ideal for the car, but this one I used down the side of my fridge freezer, down the side of my washing machine, that sort of place. I've got a unit in my hallway that even a long crevice tool I can't get down the side of, right, you know, to clean the whole area. So this is what I used. So again, that's another optional tool you can get to extend the versatility of any current Miele. I say even the Triflex. I believe the Triflex does fit standard Miele tools, but it is best used on a mains powered cylinder cleaner, I would say. And then of course, I think I showed you this when I unboxed the cleaner. I did get the Turbo Mini. It was on offer for £25.99. It's normally nearly £50 direct from Miele, so I have used this as well directly onto the hose. I've used it on my stairs and upholstery. So this cleaner with all these tools, obviously most are optional, is basically everything you would need to keep your home spick and span. Okay, well, I've been emptying the machine on a regular basis. I haven't gone over the fill line, but I've not touched the filters. I think Miele claim once a month is all you should need for cleaning the filters. I've got my bag here, and it is a fair bit of dirt. This is all the dirt so far I've removed using this cleaner. And this is what I don't like about bagless. I mean, there's dust. You can't avoid getting dust on the outside of the bin when you're emptying it. I suppose if I wasn't keeping the dirt and I was emptying this outside in my wheelie bin, possibly could avoid some of the dust going on, but because I'm holding it in the bag, more dust is going on the outside. So we'll empty out the last lot of dirt, and there will be a bit extra in here because, as I said, I did use this to clean up a very filthy bagless vacuum. Okay, that's quite a lot of dirt. Now, yeah, you can see obviously there's going to be dust and dirt in there. Let's have a look at the filters though. It's the most important thing. I'm just going to open it up at the side first, and you can see there is a built-in brush to help you clean the filters. All right, there we go. Didn't want to come out. This part's washable. There's a mesh screen here, and as you can see, that's pretty filthy. We can take the brush from the underside of this part. I'm going to get all dirty again. I've just cleaned up after my last video. So you can use this brush. There's two brushes on it. Clean that, and it's absolutely filthy, but the best way of cleaning this is washing it. That comes off. You see all that mess in there. Eesh. Right, so there's that. This filter or mesh part does come out. This has stayed fairly clean. This is what clogged up when I tried to pick up too much dirt in one go. But that didn't happen during normal household use. It only happened when I was cleaning out the other vacuum. That comes out for washing. It's all very yucky, isn't it? This whole bin can be rinsed through. I'm going to do that. More importantly though, let's have a look at this filter. Now, it's not the final filter. There is a final exhaust filter. This is still pre-motor, and this requires washing from time to time. You might get away with just brushing it clean. Right, we'll take that out, and as you can see, very fine dust. It's just so dirty. Right, so I've not looked at this filter for the whole month. This is a month's worth of normal use, more or less, apart from the last thing I used it for. So yeah, that's your sponge filter. The underside isn't too bad, so it's trapped most of the very fine dust, but look at that, you can see how much dust is on there. This will benefit. I'm going to just clean this with another vacuum. If you've got another vacuum to hand, you can do that, save you having to wash it all the time. But here we have, that's the pleated filter, that's why there's a brush. You can see, actually can see the dirt. So it's quite a useful little brush, but it's just too much effort, folks. People say, oh, bagless vacuums are better, but you've got to be prepared. If you want to keep your vacuum working and you don't want it to fail within the guarantee period, you've got to keep these filters clean. And this little brush is doing quite a good job. You can see all the dust at the bottom. Can you see all that dust? Look, all that mess. I mean, if you're lazy, folks, you don't want to maintain your vacuum, get a bagged vacuum. Honestly, they are so much easier to maintain than a bagless cleaner. Yes, you have to buy bags, but how much time are you saving by having a bagged vacuum? You're not having to do this. I can guarantee when I show you the vacuum I'm going to be using for February, when I've finished February and I'll show you it at the end, I'm not going to be showing you filthy filters. So obviously I'm going to be using a bagged vacuum. The dust is going up in the air. So that can be washed, but I think once I've got another vacuum and with a crevice tool, I'll give it a wipe with a wet wipe. This can be vacuumed off. I don't think it needs washing at this stage. So, but there you go. That, I'm just going to put that back. It's just such a dirty business. Obviously, look, there are some bagless cleaners that do filter the dust better than others, and the dust doesn't gravitate straight to the filter, of course. But you still have to maintain them. Miele really, personally, should stick to bagged vacuums, but obviously people want bagless cleaners, so Miele, being a company who's interested in profits, they decided to bring out a bagless cleaner, and this is leaps ahead of the Blizzard, in my opinion. It's much easier to use, much lighter, more compact, and it does a good job. I've not been disappointed with its cleaning ability. Carpets, floors, my blinds, my upholstery, my stairs, everywhere I've used this machine, it's cleaned very well. But I'm left now at the end of the month absolutely covered in muck. Yes, I'm biased. I prefer bagged vacuum cleaners, folks. If you like bagless cleaners best, that's great. More power to you. It's your money. How does that go on? It's your money. You buy what vacuum you want. It's no skin off my nose. There we are. I mean, just look at it though. Obviously, you know, that's the way. Obviously, now that's just there's muck everywhere. I'm going to have to wipe that down. Ah, right. But all in all, you know, well, inside this part, that's pretty clean still, look. And then you've got the final filter, which should be replaced about once a year. Not washable. It's gone slightly black already, that's the carbon dust. But, you know, I can't feel any dust in there. That's exhaust vent, you can just see just about. So as far as dust being expelled back into the air, I think, you know, it will clean the air pretty well. But then I've got dust in the air now because I've tried to clean up the cyclone. Obviously, probably best to do it outside. So I'm just going to have to put it back all dirty. But all in all, I do like this cleaner. I like the turbo nozzle for this. I like the carpet hard floor nozzle. And with the additional tools I purchased, it does make it a lot more versatile. But the major downside for this machine is what I've just shown you. It's the emptying, it's the maintaining of the filters. If only this was a bagged version, I would like it even more. I mean, I would like it 50% more than I like the bagless version. It's a cute little thing. It's light, it's easy to carry up the stairs, it's easy to clean the stairs with this. It follows pretty easily around the house. It's relatively quiet, but it's just the fact it's bagless. But if you want a bagless cleaner and you like the Miele brand, then yes, I would go for this over the Blizzard. But please be aware, you're going to have to maintain it in order for it to keep operating efficiently. So at least once a month, you need to get those filters cleaned. Well, before I bring in what's replacing this, this is all the dirt I've picked up over the course of January, more or less, give or take a couple of times when I've used other machines. I shampooed my living room carpet, well, not this part, fortunately. I shampooed 2/3 of my living room carpet a few days ago, and I used a Kirby to vacuum the carpet before I shampooed it, and I've used a few other cleaners, so it's not all been this, but majority of times I've used the Miele. So there you go. That is just genuine. I mean, it's quite oh, I should have an air purifier on. It's genuinely quite surprising when you see that is just 2 adults live in this house, 2 adults, 2 dogs. It's not a huge house. That is the normal dirt that 1 month. There's a bit of Sibo Duo-P powder in there as well, because I had to clean up some. Right, that's a lot of dirt, folks. The air is thick with dust. Let's bring in February's vacuum of the month. Yes, folks, I'm going from one German brand to another. This German brand is Sibo, but unlike the Miele I've just shown you, this is actually made in Germany, and as far as I know, Sibo make all their products in Germany. They don't make anything in China or other countries like Miele do. So Sibo, as I've said many times, is my favourite modern brand for many different reasons. They perform well. They've got longevity. This is a Felix. I've shown you Felixes on my channel before. I've not done an unboxing video of this. I've had it a while. I actually unboxed this without filming it. It was a weird experience, I can tell you. But I've shown you enough Sibo Felixes for you to know what they're like. This is the pet version. So it does have an upgraded filter on the outside. I'm not sure if it's got the charcoal filter on the inside as well. I'll have to check that, but it's certainly got what Sibo call an F9 filter, so it gives you the best filtration of a Felix. So it's the pet version. So the pet version comes with the mini turbo tool as standard. It also comes with the combi tool for carpets and hard floors, so you can have a straight suction tool to replace the ET1 power head. I haven't got that to hand. I've no idea where I've put it, but I will be using that during the course of February for my hard floors, although the power head is good on hard floors as well, because you can just turn off the motor and have suction only. As well as the pet turbo nozzle, there are 2 other tools which can store on the machine. I normally don't bother, but I've actually put them on the storage clip. So we've got the full length crevice tool, so that is about 12 inches 30 centimeters, And we've also got your upholstery nozzle with a little brush on it. You can use that on your upholstered furniture and your stairs, etc. As far as I know, they'd never offered a Felix with a dusting brush, but I do have one that I'll be using this month. So you get the tools on board and the hose. The hose is very short. You can't really use this machine like this. You can't sort of have the machine there and then use the hose and expect it not to topple, because it will topple over. You do have to support the cleaner. The best way of doing this, when it's in the upright position, incidentally, and when the hose is out, the brush roll doesn't rotate. So you can safely hold the cleaner at an angle. It doesn't matter if there's any kiddies around, because the brush roll isn't rotating. And then you can use the hose with any of the attachments. So, you know, the turbo nozzle will fit directly on the end of the hose. Or you can just use the hose end. If you're just vacuuming, you spot something in the corner you can't quite reach, lift the hose off, keep hold of the cleaner, just get the dust bunnies, and then pop the hose back. But even when the machine's in the operating position, with this version anyway, if you remove the hose, the brush roll will stop. Well, I think it will. Let's just try it. So yes, that's a good safety feature. And of course, in the upright position, as I said, the brush roll will stop. So if I turn the cleaner on now, the brush roll will not rotate. Now, regular viewers of this channel will know I'm having difficulty finding a decent cleaner that works on my Saxony carpet. This cleaner works on my Saxony carpet. With a clean, empty bag, when there's a bit more suction, I have to lower the suction power. I normally use it on setting 4 on the height control, sometimes setting 3, and a slightly lower power, and it works fine. It doesn't cut out. I will put a new bag in this before I start this month, because I've just picked up, as you saw, all the mess, a month's worth of mess from the Miele. Had I tried that with another bagless cleaner, I think it would have just clogged up pretty quickly, but because this is bagged, it did. As you saw, it picked everything up, quite surprisingly. Oh yes, additional tools to increase the versatility of this machine are available. So, it doesn't come with a dusting brush. This is the larger of the two versions you can buy for this cleaner. Longer, softer bristles. It's adjustable. Again, you can attach it to the hose, angle it different ways, and you can do your lampshades and shelving. You can also get extension wands, just made of plastic. You can have just one wand on and then attach any of the nozzles to the end, but I've actually got two. So you can really reach up very high for your cobwebs. I've also got, this is called a wall and floor brush. I've never used it, well, I don't think I've ever used it. I'm not going to use it on the floor. I'm going to use this for walls. Walls do get dusty. You get cobwebs, you get, you know, light dust on walls. So I can use that in combination with either one or two of the wands. I can actually give my walls. So I'm going to do that this month. I'm going to vacuum my walls, folks, with a Sibo wall and floor brush. The other very useful addition that I've got for this machine, this is the extension hose. This will also fit the X series uprights. So basically, in fact, I'm going to try, I might be able to fit it directly to the machine, but normally you just put the grey end, the dark grey end, into the hose end, and now this very long hose will reach up the stairs. I can put the turbo nozzle on it. But of course, with the Felix, you can take off the power head, collapse the handle down and hold it in your hand like a large handheld machine. But this extension hose is very useful if you're cleaning around your home for a deep spring clean of all your nooks and crannies. Having this extra long flexible hose is an ideal accessory. I certainly would recommend this, especially if you've got an X series model and it doesn't come. I think the X8, the wider head cleaner, does come with the extension hose. Most of them don't, but it is a worthwhile accessory. So that's what I'll be using to clean my home this month. the Sibo Felix e-Power pet model. I've just tried fitting the extension hose directly to the machine and you can't, so it is designed to be used on the end of the hose handle. So we'll take out this dust bag, which will be fairly full. So here's the bag, top fill. Before I remove it from the machine, we can just close that tab, keep all the dust inside, lift out the bag and cleanly dispose of the dirt. And if we look inside, can we quite see there? No, that's a bit hard to show you, but it is spotlessly clean. We just check the pre-motor filter. Yes, this is the charcoal odour reducing filter. They're quite a bit more expensive to buy as a spare, but they do have an extra layer of charcoal to help reduce odours coming out of the bag. Everything inside it's all spotlessly clean, and when I show you this cleaner on March the 1st, I'm sure the filter will just look like that and the inside of the bag compartment will be as clean. I'll show you it properly once I've used this cleaner for a month. So in that goes. I've got a new filter box here containing 8 dust bags. You can buy these from John Lewis in store, John Lewis online, or of course Sibo's own website, or other online retailers. You can buy these bags. Fairly easy to get hold of. I've never had any trouble getting hold of Sibo bags. So we'll just separate them. So here we go, we're starting the month with a lovely fresh bag. So in goes the new bag. You've got to line it up correctly. There is a little arrow you need to line up with this part here. Make sure it's flush. And then there's this little tab here that pushes down and closes a little catch. Without that tab there, you won't be able to close the bag door. So that's properly positioned. Push it down until it clicks, and then that's the new bag fitted. I expect I'll have full suction now. So there we go, all ready to use. And if you haven't seen a Sibo Felix before, this is the on-off switch where you turn the machine on and off and vary the suction level of the cleaner. The cleaner does have a delay start, so as you saw, it doesn't start straight away. But that is quite normal. So there you go, that's my vacuum of the month for February. I must say I'm looking forward not having to empty this machine every couple of uses. I know I will not have to look at the dust bag for the whole month of February. In fact, probably would last 2 or 3 months before I have to take out a very full bag and replace it with a new one. But there's going to be no messy filters to clean, no dust anywhere. It's going to be a joy to show you this machine on March the 1st, when I'll be swapping over from this cleaner to another cleaner. I've no idea. Oh yes, I have got an idea of what I'm going to use. I won't tell you, you'll have to tune in for that. So there you go. Highly recommend the Sibo Felix, folks. It is the cleaner that I mostly recommend to people. I'm not affiliated with Sibo. I don't get any money if you buy a Sibo, but I have been using this type of cleaner for a long time. My mum has one. It's knocking on, I don't know how old it is. Must be at least 15 years old now. It still works. I've had to service it and put new filters in, but it still works fine. If you have any comments or questions about my previous vacuum of the month, the Miele, or my new vacuum of the month, the Sibo Felix Pet, please comment below. Tune in next month, January, February, March. We're on March. Tune in 1st of March when you'll see how this machine fared and you'll see what's replacing it. But of course I will be uploading more videos during the month of February for you to enjoy. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.